What's going on, guys? It's the Unhinged Engineer here, and today I am back with an announcement I have made unofficially twice at this point, and I figured it deserved an official video of its own. I have decided to take next semester off of grad school, which, if you didn't know, I am going to Georgia Tech part-time. I take computer science classes at night while I continue to work my full-time day job. Yeah, I've been doing it for almost a year now, so I started in spring 25, and right now we're in winter 2025. And yeah, I've decided to take the spring of 26 semester off. So that obviously means I will not be taking any classes over the next few months, and I will not be making any vlogs over the next couple months. And so I figured you guys deserve an explanation as to why. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to share with you guys what's been going on and why I've decided to temporarily cancel the vlog. So there's two main reasons that I want to talk about today. The first one is, honestly, it has been a very, very long year for me. I have mentioned this several times, so if you're a loyal viewer, then you've definitely heard in one of my videos that lots been going on over the last year in my life. And so I just wanted to take a few months to reset, reinstitute some of the habits and systems that I've naturally let slip as lots of life commitments have just been taking their toll, and really get healthy, get happy, prepare for some of the big events going on in 2026 in my life. To be honest, I just think regardless of the next point that I'll talk about, my likelihood of success in this program and in my life overall, because you really have to think about life holistically, like the whole picture, my success in all of these things will benefit strongly from taking a little bit of a break from one of the several commitments I have going on. Now, I don't exactly think my boss would appreciate me going on leave for like 6 months for my job. That might not go well. And similarly, I don't want to stop making videos for you guys because I feel like the channel's been getting a lot of momentum, and I really want to move forward with that momentum. And speaking of that, actually, while on the one hand, the main goal here is to get more time to kind of regain best practices I had going on in my life that I've let slip, mainly in regard to my health, just to be honest. There's also some new stuff I'm potentially considering doing. For one, I have some athletic pursuits that I did previously over the last few years that I kind of stopped in the midst of my move and starting a new job and all this stuff. I really want to get back into that form of athletics, which was Muay Thai fighting, but that form of athletics as well as other ones like jiu-jitsu or different types of weightlifting, stuff like that. Just kind of take a little bit to explore stuff in regards to my physical health. And I think more relevant here, there's lots of things I want to do with the channel that I definitely want to beta test with the newfound freedom I'll have over the next 6 months, but also B, if these are things I do decide to do, actually set myself up in a position where, based on, again, the systems and habits I have going on, I actually have the working capacity to do these new things for the channel, in addition to the vlogs I've been doing up to now, right? So I just want to take some time for exploration of new things and exploitation of old things that I already know are good for me. Take these 6 months to kind of reset in service of those things. And that's the first reason. And honestly, I would say kind of the main reason, which maybe main is the wrong word, but it's definitely the reason I initially started thinking about taking this semester off. Because as you probably can tell from a lot of my content, I'm a pretty headstrong guy, and I really, really care about momentum. And so while I'm continuing momentum with the channel and continuing momentum with my full-time job, this naturally means that I'll be stopping all the momentum I've gained in the Georgia Tech program, which is obviously important to me. But that's the thing that kind of started this initial conversation. I've since started this additional conversation about, honestly, whether or not I do want to continue in this program. And so, I'm not making any decisions today in this video. As will be clear, this is a big part of the reason I want to take some time off, is because it's a big decision if I were to drop the program. And not only do I want to give myself the time and energy to make that decision wisely, but also B, I want to see what my life is like not being in the program temporarily. And again, shout out to Georgia Tech here. This is a really, really big benefit of the program that is very flexible. They let people, take time. I think I can miss 2 semesters in a row before I get booted or get in some kind of trouble. And I've even heard after that you can kind of reapply in a way and get reinstituted rather quickly. But yeah, it's a huge perk of this online program that they give people the freedom to make decisions like the one I'm making for next semester. And so definitely a shout out to them. But nonetheless, I've started to consider whether or not I want to continue this program. Obviously, once a decision is made either way, that will get its own video, but that would probably be towards, spring or summer 2026. Just for right now, to brief you on that conversation. I think honestly, there's a couple of main reasons that I'm reconsidering. The first one, and probably the biggest one, is that I currently have the dream job that I wanted and that motivated me to start this program. For various reasons, I was looking to not only enhance the skills I got at my previous job, but also make a little bit of a pivot back towards aerospace, a little bit into robotics, which is something that I studied in undergrad, even though I don't have any work experience in robotics yet. Those things were the main reasons that I was looking for a program like the Georgia Tech program. I definitely still think, regardless of my completion of it, this was the best program for me, and I'm very glad that I got admitted and have had the experience I've had thus far. That said, now that I kind of already have the final outcome I was looking for, does it still make sense to continue, especially given the fact that I went from working a cushier job with less hours every week to working in a really fast-paced, honestly pretty intense startup environment. So that obviously takes a toll, right? Does it make sense to continue this program when I've already kind of achieved the outcome I was looking for, and I could take the time I'm devoting to school and put it into that, right? And then speaking of devoting time to different things, I think honestly a large reason as well is that there's lots of things I want to do with this channel that I just can't execute on in a meaningful way based on the amount of time that I'm able to allocate towards this channel. I think videos I'd like to reshoot, more complicated edits I'd like to do, or editing skills I'd like to gain, which my editing skills are very limited, right? And then beyond that, I would love to make technical content for you guys, like build stuff, build projects. That was actually something I talked about a lot towards the beginning of this channel, was building drones and flying cool algorithms on them. But to tell you the truth, I just don't have the time or the energy, because I'm spending like 50, 60 hours a week writing code for work, and another 10 to 15 hours a week writing code for school. I'm coded out. Like, I can't do this anymore, right? I love this stuff, but not that much. And so it's like, I could take the time I'm devoting to school and devote it towards this channel, among other things, like I talked about last time, things with my health, athletic pursuits, stuff like that, right? And then, God forbid, actually having a life outside of work and achievement, right? These are all things that I could do with the time I would gain from ceasing the program. And so, those are the reasons I've kind of gotten up in my head about why I might want to stop. Usually at times throughout this program where I've been the most stressed or frustrated with it. But obviously, as I'm sure you guys are all well aware, there's lots of merit to this program too. I mean, Georgia Tech is a top school. As far as online educational material goes, this stuff is high quality, right? Getting a master's degree at this price, it's like $7,000 or $8,000 all in, is a steal, to say the least. Like, there's lots and lots of reasons that I would want to stay in the program. And so, to be honest with you guys, I need some time and some space to decide whether or not I'm going to continue, because it's a difficult and big decision. So yeah, this is just kind of where I'm at. This is why I've decided to take a break from the program, regardless of the outcomes at the end of this break. It is definitely a blessing that they give students the freedom and the autonomy to take time off. Like, if I was in person and I had an advisor and I had timelines on which I was supposed to start funded research and write a thesis and yada yada, I couldn't just, screw off for 6 months because I feel like it. Maybe I'd get a summer to do an internship if I'm lucky, right? So it's really, really great that this program is designed in such a way that people like me can do things like this. And so yeah, I just honestly wanted to share with you guys the reason I'm taking a little bit of time off, and then obviously towards the end of this time off from the program, I will explain to you all the reasons I am or am not deciding to continue. So yeah, that's basically it. So I know this was a bit of a weird vlog episode for you guys, but yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys where I'm at, make the official announcement that I'm not going to be taking classes or vlogging any classes next semester. Because this is around the time I'd usually announce what class I'm taking next semester. That's basically it, and I will see you guys in our regularly scheduled programming. All the weekly uploads in terms of professional development stuff, some of the light technical stuff that I have done up to now. All that stuff will continue, and yeah, hopefully get better over the next few months too, because I have some cool tricks in store for you guys. But thanks a lot for watching. I'm the Unhinged Engineer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.